There's only a handful of new sports cars on sale right now that can be truly classed as affordable driver's cars. Now, by driver's car, I mean that car that was designed specifically for driving pleasure and not necessarily interior quality or style for that matter. I mean, there's the Mazda MX-5 along with the Fiat 124 Spider, and then there's this, the Subaru BRZ and its sister model, the Toyota GT86. And that's it really. So what's new with the BRZ? Well, for 2017, Toyota gave its GT86 a facelift, and now the BRZ has followed suit and had one itself. And from the off, you get a new front bumper, which is now wider, and you also get these new 10-spoke alloy wheel designs, which apparently improve brake cooling. You also get full LED lights at the front and the back, and if we come to the back, these rear lights are now slightly reshaped, and these sit below a new pedestal spoiler design. So only a few aesthetic tweaks then, but is the BRZ still the same tasty, affordable sports car it always was? Well, it's been over a year since I drove one, so let's find out. The first thing you'll notice is the fact that the steering wheel is a little bit smaller, and it's also wrapped in this new leather and comes with mounted controls, and this sits alongside a few other little tweaks in the cabin to improve quality, including this new touchscreen system. Under the shell, the BRZ's character is still very much defined by its rear-wheel drive setup and its low centre of gravity, which is achieved through things like the positioning of its front-mounted flat-four boxer engine, which, amongst other things, helps it achieve a near-perfect 50-50 weight distribution. And that boxer engine is the same 2-litre unit, producing 197 brake horsepower, 205 Nm of torque, and yes, it still needs to be thrashed towards the 6,500 RPM mark and beyond if you're actually going to get some life from it. And it comes with the same 6-speed manual gearbox and the same 6-speed automatic gearbox as well. So what is new, I hear you ask? Well, although statistic-wise nothing's changed, Subaru's actually done quite a bit of work to try and make this boxer engine smoother and more responsive. There's stronger cylinder blocks, the camshaft has now been sanded more rigorously, so to speak, and is now lower friction. The valve stems have been buffed and polished, and there's a bunch of other little workshop tricks thrown in too. And all of these are really aimed at reducing resistance. But are these changes noticeable? Well, it's still very happy to rev. I mean, it revs really smoothly and you can hover it around the red line if you really want to. But I wouldn't say it's dramatically smoother or more responsive. Subaru have also looked at improving refinements, nearly hit a pheasant, by redesigning the dampers, and they've basically wanted to make it comfier but also make sure the BRZ keeps that planted feel in the corners. And it does. I mean, it still corners brilliantly, very little body roll, and I actually think it does feel a tad comfier. I mean, I always thought the BRZ was quite well balanced, but it just feels a bit sweeter now. Subaru have actually added a track mode for 2017 too, which was kind of already available. I mean, you could disable the traction control, but now it's been formalised in its own mode. And as well as disabling the traction control, it also tightens things up in other areas too. And also, for those who have ever struggled on hills, hill hold assist has been added as well. Bonus. Even though these changes aren't huge or massively noticeable, it's certainly not a step back for the BRZ. I mean, it's still a highly capable coupe that's best experienced when you've got to wrestle with it a bit. I mean, you can still hoon it into a corner like this, and yes, you might get a whiff of understeer if it's a particularly intense corner, but you can easily iron it out and you still feel very much in control. Of course, the torsion limited slip diff does help here, but the BRZ still feels like a driver's car. You still feel very connected through the steering, and it's still very predictable on the road. But we've only had the BRZ for a few hours, so it'll be interesting to spend a bit more time with it when we get it into our office in the next few weeks for a full review. But until then, make sure you keep your eyes peeled and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the inquiry button to find out more details about this car, or for any other models, visit carkeys.co.uk. And to watch more reviews, click one of the links on screen now.